This is the story of how a Mexican created one of America's most beloved snacks. Richard Montanez was born August 15, 1958, to immigrant parents. He lived in East California in a small town called Guasti with his two parents, grandfather, and 10 siblings. Growing up, Richard has said that they were poor. They lived on welfare and leftovers. One morning, as his mother prepared him for school, he burst into tears. His mother, concerned and worried, asked what was wrong, and he said he didn't want to go to school. Other kids mocked him because he didn't know English. You see, he didn't understand what discrimination was, but had started to experience it in small bits. In an interview, he says that he would always wonder why he and other Mexican kids rode on a green bus instead of a yellow one. Later on in 3rd grade, Richard's mom packed him a burrito for lunch. As he started to eat it later that day, he noticed his classmates staring. Richard felt embarrassed and hid it. In the evening, he complained and said he wanted a sandwich like his classmates. But do you know what happened the next morning? His mom packed him 2 burritos this time, one for him and one to share with a friend. Soon, the Mexican snack was so popular in his school that he started to sell them. The following year, in 4th grade, Richard made a decision that he says he still regrets today. He quit school to work and help out his family. He worked lots of menial jobs, from washing cars, tending to farm animals, and gardening. All this time, all he wanted was to put some food onto the table. In 1976, one of his friends told him about a job opening in a Frito Lay plant in California. At the time, Frito Lay was a well-established brand selling snacks all over America. The job there was to work as a janitor for $4 an hour. This was more than he was making at the time, and he immediately applied and got it. Unknown to him, this would be the beginning of something great. Before he started the job, Richard said that his grandfather gave him the best advice he'd ever got. He told him, "Make sure the floor shines and let them know a Montanez mopped it." Richard did exactly this. Every office you'd enter smelled fresh, Richard said in an interview. All the floors were sparkling clean. Richard Montanez mopped the floors for almost 10 years. At this time, Frito Lay was struggling and needed some form of innovation in its products. Although Cheetos were popular, competitors had increased and offered different flavors. One evening, as Richard was shopping, he stopped by the snack section and observed something crucial. He noticed that his company, Frito Lay, offered only plain Cheetos and had no spicy flavors that would cater to the Mexican demographic. Then, he remembered his mother's spicy burritos and how much his schoolmates loved them. For the next couple of days, Richard sat with the idea, thinking of how he'd spice up a Cheeto. One evening, as Richard worked the night shift, a machine in the processing plant broke down. When he went to check it, he found lots of Cheetos stuck on the conveyor belt. He took some home. Together with his wife, he made a chili recipe, recooked the Cheetos with the recipe, packaged them, and took samples to their friends. Their friends and family absolutely loved the Cheetos. And there Richard noticed there was a large market in this Mexican community. Encouraged by the reception, Richard decided to call the CEO of Frito Lay and tell him his groundbreaking idea. He took the yellow pages, searched for his number, and made the call. The CEO's assistant picked up. He introduced himself and said he was the janitor of one of their California plants. After a long pause, the assistant put him through to the CEO and Richard pitched his idea. The CEO said he'd come to California in the following 2 weeks. Soon after, his plant manager learned of what Richard had done and was furious. "Do you know what you did?" he yelled. "Executives will be coming here. Be ready for a presentation." Now, Richard hadn't thought this far. He started doubting himself, his poor English. But his wife was having none of it. They bought a presentation guidebook and rehearsed the first 3 paragraphs of the book that he'd say at the meeting. When the day finally came, Richard took 100 packed samples and presented to the executives just like he'd rehearsed. When asked about market share, he said Mexican communities would love the product. The executives also loved the snack. Soon a deal was made, and his Cheetos started selling in small Mexican communities and did extremely well. By 1992, Flamin Hot Cheetos were sold all over America, and Richard's life had been transformed. Today, he serves as the Vice President of Multicultural Sales and Marketing for PepsiCo. He's also been featured in the Fortune 500 a few times. And how a janitor invented Flamin Hot Cheetos. Did Richard's story inspire you? If so, feel free to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Till next time, see you on the next video.